Good morning. My name is Ralf Friedrichs. I am the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show, and I am an addiction recovery coach. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share this about substance abuse, and mind you, I want to leave an everlasting impact upon you, so let me be crystal clear. Imagine you've been buried alive. You're laying in the coffin, but you know you're alive. You don't know how to open your coffin and push the enormous weight of the dirt upon the lid. You don't think about you think about giving up, and you think, well, maybe if I bang on the coffin lid, I might unsettle the dirt. Maybe someone on top that's mourning my loss might notice, start digging their way down to me, to help me, to rescue me. That is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know who to turn to. In reality, there are probably people standing on top of there, mourning your loss. Would have helped you had you cried out, but didn't because they didn't know. But you know you're in that coffin alive, just waiting for death to arrive. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually using drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be good at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, for your sake, for your family and your loved one's sake, did it ever dawn on you by habitually using and abusing drugs and alcohol that you might overdose? With this, I leave you with one last thought. Do not, and I repeat, do not be that person in the coffin, banging on a lid, hoping that someone might hear you. Be the person that takes the first step. There is no shame in asking for help with your addiction. There is no shame in asking for help with your depression, your low self-esteem, with your gambling addictions. There's no shame in going to ask for help. What would be shameful, my friends, is if that you wait until it's too late, and you might end up being in that coffin, alive, with nowhere to turn. Ask for help today. Call me at 844-405-HELP and let me help you take your life back before your life is gone. Folks, there are other people that can help you. People like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. 516-458-2741. That's 516-458-2741. Larry Geis is an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He is a person that will help you with all those unanswered questions. He is a person that will set up a plan for today into your future. He nor I are not people that can really change your past. No one can change your past. But you know what? It doesn't matter where you came from. What matters is that you're here now and you want to set a brighter tomorrow. Call Larry Geis at 516-458-2741. Go to his website, www.odysseyconsultant.org, and let Larry Geis take back your life. 516-458-2741. Folks, globaleyeglasses.com, they are focused on saving money, and I am focused on helping you see better. So why not give you my 30 years experience in the optometry business to help you pick from their website a nice pair of glasses. They have over 1,200 plastic, metal, no frame, and half frames. They have lenses like progressives. They have lenses like single vision, distance or reading, high index for thinner lenses, shatterproof lenses for your little ones. They have line bifocals. They have transitions, photochromatics, and polarized lenses. They have coatings like anti-reflecting coating, scratch coating, and UV coating, all available at globaleyeglasses.com. Go to www.globaleyeglasses.com and let me help you by texting me at 631-599-0218 to pick out the right pair of glasses. globaleyeglasses.com. Let them focus on saving you ching, 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 ching money. Today's topic is how to restore your faith in humanity. With the troubling times around us, each and every day there seems to be a shooting, a killing, knife wielding, something going on throughout this world. So how to restore, excuse me, my cat must be around, to your faith in humanity. Seeing the good in the world, finding gratitude, making the world better, questions and answers hopefully can be answered. Or you might even have more questions after this. We are all born receptive to love, kindness, and hope. As we grow up, we encounter the less hopeful, more challenging aspects of human, including discovering that things humans do at times can be hateful, calculated, and unkind. Although this can turn into cynical or leave us feeling helpless, Human beings are just as capable of most incredible, amazing, wonderful kindness of love. Animals, I think animals more than humans show their kind of love to their own kind, and we could take actually a lesson from animals. If you're feeling a little jaded about where humanity is headed, here are some active ways to restore your faith in humanity. Seeing the good in the world starts with spending time with children. If you don't have children in your life regularly, you're missing out the wonders of seeing the world through new, inquisitive, and creative eyes. Children are less prone to willful blindness or inability to see injustices and problems. Just by being around children more and really listening to them and paying attention to what they do, you can start to uncurl from your crusty shell of cynicism and let yourself become more childlike, playful, and creative again. Children can cut through the layers of obfuscation which adults use to excuse stupid decisions, procrastination, and inaction that we do. Children also don't mind displaying a sense of awe about the world around them, constantly delighting in new discoveries and making amazing new connections. Between ideas, people, and the wider world, children is a way to see the world in a better spotlight. Ask people to tell you about the happiest moments in their lives will lift you up and give you faith in humanity again. How often do you ask people to recall the happy memories and what makes them happy now? People love talking about what they care about, what motivates them, and what makes them happy, and yet it's not always the obvious topic for general conversation. So ask them, what makes you happy? Tell me about some of your happier moments in life. Let that inspire you, but it also inspires them. You can focus on the good news stories, stories of great kindness and virtual actions, and stay away from the negative stories. And believe me, there's plenty of them these days. There is a huge amount of positive, inspiring, uplifting stories about good people each day. You just need to dig a little. Yet much of this positive news gets buried under all the sensational, negative coverage the media seems to prefer. All the same, it is possible to actively choose to increase your exposure to positive news. For example, you can subscribe to news feeds online that only focus on positive stories. And you can selectively follow social media networks, friends, and fans who deliberately choose to share good news rather than the bad on a regular basis. Pick and choose what you want to read. You have that ability. You have that choice. Check out your favorite charities online and actually read what their staff and volunteers are doing. Whether it's the Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, the local zoo trying to conserve animals, or faith-based charity, informing yourself about their activities will remind you that people are actively involved in helping others, conserving the environment, restoring the land, caring for animal welfare, and lobbying government to make changes that will improve the lives of not just you, but lives around you. Spend time helping people less fortunate than you. A reality check can come in the form of looking at people who are experiencing things 10 times or even 100 times worse than you, yet manage to meet each day with a smile, with love, with passion and positivity, believing that their being alive is its own reward, which it is. You can help them, but they can just as much help you. Rather than simply reading about such people, get involved through volunteering so that you can see face-to-face the hardships experienced by others. For an example, you might consider volunteering at a hospice, a hospital for children with terminal diseases, or a disaster relief community where people have lost homes and their livelihoods. However bad things may seem for you, seeing the pluck and determination of those undergoing severe hardships can help you realize that human beings really are amazing, and we're resilient, and we can bounce back. It can help you balance your own woes and keep them in perspective, folks. Think about the things that people do for you which are profoundly grateful. If you begin looking for reasons to be grateful, there's a big chance you'll find them in the other people's actions every single day. These people are around you. For an example, the driver who kindly lets you into the lane instead of speeding up. The shopper who waves you in the front of their place in queue because you have less items. The fellow applicant who helps you fill out a form that you find really challenging. Or the stranger who notices your tears in public and gently asks you what's wrong. People are good. It's just easy to forget that with all the negativity in the world. Read public gratitude journals available online. Reading about how other people find gratitude in everyday things can inspire you to feel more hopeful generally and to see what many people genuinely care about for the beauty and the awe of this world and its beings. These are just few common examples. Things like the environment, things like children, to bring the positive in things like out of Africa and the Middle East. Although not a lot, but there are positives. Our troops helping, feeding them, fighting for them. Keep a list of people who inspire you. Make a bookmark on your usual browser and start stockpiling people who inspire you through their actions. Check back regularly for updates they're making as their progress, in their progress and their endure. And add people who are no longer with us too. Past people are just as valuable for you to enable human society and appreciate it because their well-being, their well thoughts at one time while they were existing on earth made a difference in your life. Encourage faith in your fellow humans through your actions. Try seeing the world in a more trusting, less demanding way. Implement Gandhi's famous line to be the change you wish to see in the world. When you model the kind of change you want to see spread, you spark virtuous ripples that even they don't. Ultimately, faith in humanity isn't predicated on what you get back. It's about knowing that you made a little difference in somebody else's life and what you give. What you get back is an extra, it's a plus, it's a bonus. A little easier and a little more livable for everyone you connect with if you just give a little to them. Practice random acts of kindness. Try topping off your neighboring driver's parking meter when you see it's nearly empty. Shouting at a strange an extra coffee while standing in line, or wiping down the public shower at a pool after you've used it instead of leaving it all muddy and crusty. Folks, you need to pay it forward. Huge one, I believe. Instead of asking that your good deed be repaid in any which way, ask that the return favor be paid forward to someone else in need. For example, perhaps you can afford to help a student attend a course that he or she has never otherwise been able to afford. Help them, pay it forward. I guarantee you, it'll come back to you. Folks, please, we need to be more compassionate. While the inner goodness of every single human being you come across may not be evident at all times, it is compassion that allows you to dig underneath the surface of the woes, injuries, and ills of your fellow human beings. By looking deeper, you'll often discover what motivates or compels them, ruthless that they might be, to show that they have goodness and bring that out from them. It is in forgiving people for their lesser self-behavior that you learn to stop hurting and give them the gift of freedom to heal themselves from pain and fear and to become the best they can be. Tell stories of human goodness to other people you know in order to inspire them to see good in humanity too. Spread the word that humans are truly worth fighting for. Humans do have good. Humans can be generous. Once you've cottoned on to finding positive stories about humanity, share your experience with the others to help inspire their positive actions and thoughts. If you have your own blog or you update social network stream with stories, share more stories that are positive and uplifting, like I do with my quotes on Facebook and Twitter each and every day, all day. What can you do right now, today, to pass on the stories that show people's goodwill, their acts of heroism and human virtues? Celebrate those awe-inspiring moments when people do something incredible, such as foregoing a race to win to help an injured fellow athlete, rescuing a pet caught in a burning home, shaking hands with an enemy during a a hostile situation, and after it's been deactivated, the situation, shake their hand by celebrating and sharing their stories, images, and creative works that spring up around heroic and altruistic acts of human care and love. You become a part of spreading the power of worthiness, of decent, kind, caring actions. Folks, restore your faith in yourself. By restoring faith in yourself, it makes it easy to restore faith in humanity. Without yourself, humanity's null and void. Remember that you too form part of this humanity. Your preferred world won't come about distancing yourself from your fellow humans or by constantly deploring them. If you feel that most of humanity is doomed or in bad shape, perhaps the problem lies within you. Henry Miller once said, "The man who is forever disturbed about the condition of humanity either has no problems of his own or refuses to face his own problems." If you've had a hard life, stop being hard on yourself. Learn to forgive yourself and to believe in yourself. Step out of your comfort zone and to learn more new things and to push yourself to do things that you're worried you might fail at. Be bold. The world deserves your talents. And remember that you are an awesome person. You are one of God's children. In order to appreciate the people around you, you, my friend, have to appreciate yourself. You, my friend, have to love yourself. And you cannot just merely say words of gratitude. You have to show actions of gratitude. You have to be a person that leads by example on the outside of your house and within your house. If you're telling your children not to drink, if you're telling your children not to curse or smoke, don't you do it in your house. There are people out there that have to do it for whatever reason. Don't do it in front of your children. Lead by example, because your children look at you as the role model. They look at you as their hero. Remember, folks, gratitude and karma and faith in humanity all intertwine into one. You cannot have one without the other, but it all starts right here, in your heart and in your mind. Don't expect other people to treat you well, to give you things, to always smile, if in fact you're not doing it. If you cannot show other people that you are generous, how dare you to expect them to be generous to you? If you cannot show people that you truly appreciate them, how can they appreciate you? Be the first to make the changes. Don't be this person in the coffin, laying there banging on the lid. It's too late. Nobody can hear you. Be the person that makes a move. Ask for help if you need it. And I'm telling you, there is no shame in asking for help. I, for one, have learned it is better to come out and request help when needed for two reasons. A, it won't be too late then. B, people appreciate the honesty, the transparency in you. It is the people like the one I used to be that would hide and drink in the closet. Everybody knew what I was doing, but I thought I had them all fooled, folks. I finally, a few years ago, finally made the move. Yes, it was shameful to come out and tell people about my problem, but in the long run, today, as I sit here, people appreciate me a lot more. And I was telling somebody at a Christmas party yesterday how my life has changed since I came and started facing my demons. My life has changed in a spiritual way, a financial way. Physical, health-wise, has gotten better. My compassion for others, my patience for others have gotten better. And why is that? Because I am not under the influence of any drug or alcohol. I am under the influence of life that God gave me. I am utilizing each and every tool that I have within me to make my day better for myself and for my friends and loved ones. We are capable of so much, but yet some of us, like myself in the old days, would rather just dwindle and die in a corner instead of facing our demons. Don't let that be you. Give me a call at 844-405-HELP and let me help take your life back. I hope to God, no matter where you are, you have the best day in your life. But I hope, and I always pray for each and every one that's watching me, wherever you might be, that you have a sober rest of your life, and may God bless you.